Well, a political smackdown is happening right now in the state of Massachusetts. We are only 7 days away from an extremely important Senate election, and minutes ago the candidates finished their last debate. The late Senator Ted Kennedy's U.S. Senate seat is open, and the special election to fill that seat is next Tuesday. And tonight, it appears to be anyone's race. A Boston Globe poll, though, has Massachusetts Attorney General Martha Coakley 15 points up from State Senator Scott Brown. However, in another poll, public policy polling has Brown 1 point ahead of Coakley. Bottom line, no one can predict this one. But if Republican State Senator Brown wins, Senate Majority Leader Harry Reid loses his filibuster-proof Senate. We asked Attorney General Coakley to go on the record. Hopefully she will sometime this week. But joining us live is the Republican candidate, State Senator Scott Brown. Good evening, Senator. And boy, this is an exciting race, not just for your state, but you're going to determine what happens in the United States Senate, whether it's filibuster-proof or not.
Well, that's true. This race affects everybody in the country, not only obviously here in Massachusetts, but everybody. As the 41st senator, I can stop what's happening in Washington. All the backroom deals you're talking about are outrageous. People here are upset by it, people throughout the country. And we can go back to the drawing board and do it better. We're better than that.
All right, it's interesting to look at the numbers. And I realize the polls I just read are very uncertain because of this. I mean, there are a lot of reasons why people have lots of questions with those polls. They're so different, so, you know, they make me suspicious. But according to the information we have about the state of Massachusetts, 37% of the population voting is Democrat, 11.4 is Republican, but the independents, 51.09%. So that's, I assume that's those people you're going at heavy and hard.
Of course. Listen, I've been in politics now for 18 years. I'm 30 years in the military. Been serving as an assessor, selectman, state rep, state senator. Have taken over 6,000 votes. And Martha's a good person, but she's wrong on all the issues. And the people of Massachusetts are upset at the taxing, the spending, the backroom deals. Martha Coakley's position on terror, it's outrageous. She said tonight that there are no terrorists in Afghanistan. That's the type of person who has a policy that is very scary, especially when we're trying to provide the tools and resources for our soldiers to keep them safe. And if people want to learn more, they can certainly go to brownforussenate.com. But we have a money bomb right now that's hitting, and you can go to redinvadesblue.com, and you can help me fight back against the machine, because the negative ads, the second I walked off the stage, the negative ads have started. And you all around the country can make a big, big difference in this race.
All right, Governor Palente's Republican of Minnesota is helping you out. Friday, President Clinton is going to Massachusetts to campaign for Martha Coakley. So the national candidates from other states, they're coming in. They realize this one's a big one, don't they?
Well, they do, but, you know, I've told everyone to just stay away and let Martha and I talk about the differences that affect the people of not only Massachusetts, but the country. She's proposing $2.1 trillion of extra taxation over the next 5 years. She is wrong on terror. She wants to give taxpayer-funded attorneys constitutional rights and treat them like ordinary bank robbers, when in fact they should be treated as enemy combatants and interrogated pursuant to our laws to find out if anyone else is trying to kill us. It's certainly disturbing, and that's another difference.
All right, what do you two agree on? Because I know that there's some area of agreement. What do you and Martha Coakley agree on, and what's the biggest difference between the two of you?
Well, the biggest difference is her position on taxing and spending, and the fact that she's pushing a health care bill that's bad for Massachusetts, because we already have 98% of our people insured. We've already done what the government, the federal government, is trying to do. And why would we, in fact, have a one-size-fits-all national plan that's going to put Massachusetts businesses out of business and give us longer lines? $500 billion in Medicare cuts, TRICARE for veterans is going to be affected, and then just the fact that a lot of the panels that are starting and having mammograms go from 40 to 50 and pap smear testing, there's a whole lot of things that are just bad. We really need to start again.
So where do you agree?
Well, we agree that I think there are problems. We're both good people, but she's wrong on the issues, and we need to do better. We need to send somebody down there. As the 41st senator, I will be able to bring good government and discussion back, bring some civility back. I can go down there as a Scott Brown Republican to just solve problems. The name-calling, the same business as usual, it's old, folks. We need to solve problems, because Al-Qaeda is trying to kill our kids and our families. And we're having some very serious economic problems that we need to get a hold of right now, or our position as a superpower, both economically and militarily, are going to be dramatically affected.
Hey, did you ever meet Senator Ted Kennedy? I'm curious because I know that Massachusetts, probably, since you've been in politics. What do you think of him?
Oh, yeah. Well, he was, I enjoyed his love for Massachusetts, and he had a great sense of humor. My daughter was on American Idol, and he often talked about, who had the better voice, and clearly it was me, I tell him. And then, his constituent services are second to none. We still send things down there to his office, even though he's passed away, because they're so good. And that's how we've tried to emulate our constituent services. It's one of the things I'm going to take and make as a #1 priority.
All right. Now, if you win the election, will you be sworn in right away? Is there any way? Because I know that Senator Kirk, who's holding that seat right now, says he's going to vote for health care. And I mean, can they do anything to keep you, to stop you from being sworn in?
Of course. Listen, there's a Democrat machine and there's a political machine in Massachusetts. There's a political machine in Washington that does not want me to go to Washington and vote on this very important piece of legislation. And they are going to do anything and everything they can. And that's why you can go to redinvadesblue.com, help me fight back, get the resources, in fact, to do that. The average donation is like $75 and just help. But yes, when I heard that Senator Kirk said he was going to be there and he was going to make sure he votes on this, he's an interim senator. If I'm duly elected, I should be seated like Congresswoman Tsongas was seated. She was elected on a Tuesday, certified on a Wednesday, and she was seated on a Thursday. And they're going to do everything and anything they can to make sure I don't get down there to send this monstrosity back to the drawing board.
All right, now a really important question. Next Tuesday between 10 and 11 Eastern, will you do our show?
I'll do anything and everything to get the word out, to tell people throughout the country that there are some very serious problems. I'd love to. I enjoy watching.
All right, that's election night, so we'll see you next Tuesday, win or lose. Thank you, sir.
All right, Greta, great. Thank you, everybody.